Every morning I would just cry, and I would look in the mirror and I would say, like, you're stronger than that. And I would wipe off all my tears and smile as big as I could to like make myself think that I was okay. When I was driving, I would go, I was driving myself, I would go like a couple hours late because I didn't want to go to this class because I would get made fun of in this class. And when I would go to the bathroom and sit in the bathroom for an hour. I would leave and sit in my car and cry for, a period or two. So I was not handling it very well. I'm from Parkersburg, West Virginia. I didn't really ever feel like that was home for me. When I was little, I didn't really feel like I fit in, and that was pretty consistent up until high school. In small towns, you grow up there, marry there, stay there, and start the cycle over again, and I didn't feel like I was ever gonna get out of that. In high school, it got really hard because I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. High school, I think, is hard, for everybody. I think it's a time where you kind of feel like you have to define a little bit who you are. In West Virginia, I went to a big school. My class was like 450 or 500 kids, I believe. There was a core group of people that if you didn't fit into their group, then nobody really associated with you. When I got some awards for basketball, my first accolades, I guess, in high school. I was in the running for Player of the Year after my freshman year, and I was all-state team, and so nobody really makes it out of Parkersburg, so I think that a lot of people, when I committed to Michigan State, they kind of, I don't know if they, took that wrong or like maybe got defensive about the fact that I was leaving, or made them think that I thought I was better than everybody else or something. But they started just treating me different. In my sophomore year, they started starting rumors all over the state, like just crazy stuff, making stuff up about me, telling people, don't talk to her. I was like on edge, and I didn't know what was coming next, and then somebody would say something small or make up another rumor, and it could just, it destroyed me.
It was really hard. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life. To watch your kids struggle and not be able to help them, really. It's a struggle between, should we say something, should we remain quiet? They really had no idea what was going on, none, because Taryn never told anyone, ever. She never said a word. She'd come home, it was always a struggle at home, and she never let anybody know outside.
My basketball team was the core group of girls that were just not treating me right. And there was one practice in specific I remember. I was shooting at a bucket by myself, and one of my teammates came over and started talking to me. And from across the gym, the other girls yelled, "Oh, okay, you're not in our group anymore then," because some girl wanted to say something to me, like it was like nobody was allowed to talk to me. And like they started not passing me the ball, and they started, and then they would laugh to each other because they thought it was funny.
Cole and Christian were definitely a really fun addition to the family. Right from the start, they always brought joy and fun to the house, even as babies. The other kids were so intrigued by them, and I had 2 daughters and an older son that would carry them around, my daughter Natalie especially. Before we'd even know it, she'd be holding one of the babies and walking around with them.
We had 5 kids, 7 and under, so it was a situation where we're trying to kill time and get through a day and raise 5 kids and keep them safe and healthy and try to make sure that they're having a good upbringing.
Cole and Christian are fraternal, which is funny because a lot of people still to this day call them identical twins, but We saw differences right away, and definitely just the way they looked. There were just little things about features on their face that I noticed right away, and there's similarities, but obviously also differences too.
Christian had a little bit more of an aggressive and dominant personality, and Cole was a little bit more passive. And over the years, I think Cole kind of found his own personality and Christian's kind of gotten his, and they have two different temperaments, but they have this bond where they look at each other and they just know what each other's thinking. You know, you hear that about twins in all different families, how they have that unique bonds.
I think we were always like a package. Like, if you messed with one of us, you got both of us. We were always just really wild, crazy kids. I think the first time we were separated might have been our second grade teachers. They put us in separate classrooms, and I can just remember how mad my grandma was. We were always very competitive together. We'd go in the basement and wrestle for 45 minutes just if we were mad at each other. My mom definitely had her hands full. My dad started coaching in the USHL 2012, so from there on out, I think my mom definitely had the majority of the duties. It got easier as everyone could start to drive and move themselves around, but for a little bit there, she was running every different direction. Always had like a hockey stick in our hand or just playing in the basement or something like that. So I think it was just like kind of a natural like love for the game. But I don't think it was ever like him telling us or like influencing us that we had to play. We just decided to play, and that was pretty much it. And then obviously having Brock, our oldest brother, playing, it was just always like going to the rink and then being around there. And I think it was just always kind of in us to like be around the rink and play hockey. So it was more of just a passion. We were always on the same team. When we moved on to Lincoln, we both made the team, and we were both D there. So that was kind of like a cool experience, being able to like play the same position and like be able to work with each other on the position instead of like, because he was a forward and I was a D before that. Our second year in Lincoln was kind of a changing point. We had a rough start to the year. I think we were just starting off a little bit slower than expected. Only being 17 at the time, they just kind of put us together as a punishment more than a reward. And then we ended up just taking advantage of it. And I think we played like the last 35, 40 games together and did really well. Obviously, we were being recruited by Michigan State during that time, so I think it was always a goal of ours to play together here.
Back out here. Krieger has it. Cole Krieger, left dot shot, scores. Right under the left pad of Burden, and the Stars get back into the game. It's 3-2.
We never treated them as one. They're individuals, but they both wanted to go to college and play college hockey together. And so that was one of the parameters in their recruiting, process, that they would be together. It became more obvious that it would work out, that they would be able to stay together at a school. And thankfully, it was Michigan State.
That was really hard, that was a hard thing to get through, and I think that a lot of girls go through that people don't even know about. I know how that feels to not be good enough. And I heard the rumors for so long, I started to believe them.
It's one of those things that you don't know, do I keep my mouth quiet? Do I stand up for her? Do I blow this out of proportion? What do I do to help her? Because you could see the struggle that she had, and she didn't allow anybody else to see it, but we saw it. You don't know what you can do to help. There were some things that went on and some things put out on social media about Taryn. She was at a mall with two friends, and it was 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And she had either texted me or called me and said, hey, here's what happened, and she was coming home, and she came home, and by the time she got home, which could have been maybe 15 minutes, I had already discussed it with Dina and said, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give her the option. If she wants to leave, we're leaving right now.
I told my dad, I'm like, I feel like God's telling me I can go now. And it was halfway through my senior year, and I was like, I don't know why, but like I feel light. I feel like I'm done. My work here is done. I called one friend in specific, and he helped me pack my clothes in trash bags, and we threw them in the back of the truck, and we were here the same night, and we never went back. So that was like the moment where I knew that I was there for a reason. I texted the coach this long message, but at this point it was affecting my health, and I explained that to him. I was on anxiety medication, and I was trying to fight it every day, and I told him, it's exhausting me.
When she came here, she didn't know whether she could play basketball or not at East Lansing, and it was so bad that she didn't care. She said, I don't care. I have to get out of there. I can't do it anymore.
I left on a Saturday and they played Monday. They beat the first team that they played. In the newspaper article the next day, the title was Taryn Who in all big, bold caps.
If you're just joining up on college basketball, you won't be surprised to see that Michigan State is leading the Big Ten. The only unbeaten team left in the Big Ten at 4-0, and they take tonight against a Minnesota team who they knocked out of the NCAA tournament last year. 30 years plus in existence, the Breslin Center here in East Lansing. They win 87% of the time when they take the court. Xavier Tillman doing some work down low. The junior big for Tom Izzo, who gets him about 10 rebounds a game. Tillman carves out space.
Oh, right there. You said it. Carves out space.
Where should our eyes go other than right down low? Tillman has all 6. Tillman is playing a big way to start this game. As Peyton Willis, the transfer from Vanderbilt, makes it a 2-point game. Wow. Nice pass inside, and the 2 for Demir to give Minnesota the lead. Back into Tillman, kick to the corner, just got it off under the wire, and the 3 for Foster Lawyer.
Minnesota's playing hard. Great tip-in right there.
Second chance for the Gophers and a Turu. Marble for Henry, right back. Winston sets his feet and drills the 3.
I'm going to tell you something. Great call on a timeout by Tom Izzo and their staff, but that's a play they have been running at Michigan State since Tom Izzo's been the head coach.
Henry the entry. Tillman arches his back and goes to work. Nifty for 2, a little awkward, got the job done. For Minnesota, will there be enough scoring as they trail by their largest margin tonight? Gabe Brown knocks it down. Henry got it. The vision of Cassius Winston is exceptional.
No, probably not.
Brown soaring for 2.
How many times have we seen this time of the game, this crowd, this group get going here in Breslin? He played Henry, and he can go back. Now he's going to play Cassius Winston.
Looks like a yo-yo in his hands, and it drops around the world with Cassius Winston. The dynamic point guard for Michigan State squeezed through, and a hammer from Bingham. For now, Michigan State stays on top of the Big Ten with one more salvo from Cassius Winston. And that will do it. 74-58, your final score, Michigan State to 5-0 in the league.
I want to use this, to tell other people, if it's you that's going through it, get through it, because you can. I know it sounds impossible, but I thought it was impossible for me, but I did it. It's okay to be different, It's actually better to be that way. You don't want to conform to the world. It's boring. Just be different.
She always said that this was her platform, and she knew that this was what she was meant to do, and she knew basketball was that platform. It gave her the opportunity to reach kids like that, and for her to be able to be as strong as she was and deliver a powerful message like she can, I think it makes a big difference, and it's something that I'm really proud of her doing.
Coming here to East Lansing, they were the most accepting, fun, nice group of people. This community is seriously unbelievable. I don't think I ever would have felt like I fit in, and then I came here and it was like home, like instantly.
She had an energy and an excitement that we hadn't seen in a long time out of her. I saw her dancing before games and wanting to go places with people, and it was a complete different kid. So I can't say that, yes, it was herself, because I hadn't seen that in so long. It was really nice. Whatever it was, the transformation was great. She was really happy for the first time in a long time. It's changed all of our lives in many ways. First of all, with Taryn getting to where she has just personally, it's made a big difference, but it changed all of our lives with us all moving here and being a part of it, and the entire community has taken us in, and not just here at Michigan State, but the entire community.
For my parents to be here, that it just adds to everything. It just shows me that this is home, and you know, my parents have just sacrificed so much for me, and I hope that this has been like a little bit of giving back to them. I want them to be everywhere because I want to at least a little bit be able to say thank you for getting me through everything. It's home to me, and you know, I'm proud of it. East Lansing, that's why I'm introduced like that. If anybody was ever wondering, that's why my parents are here, because they know it's home for me and now it's home for them.
Then the Krieger brothers, the defensive pair, as now Cole will go off. This is Christian Krieger, a draft choice of the New York Islanders.
And maybe the back end of the strength of this Michigan State team. You mentioned the Kriegers, they're still young enough to be playing junior hockey.
You always have your best friend there. I definitely think like us pushing each other and being there for each other has definitely helped us in the long run. If one guy tries to slip or like slack off, it's always like, nah, we're going to the lift today. It's always just been like more of a motivator for the most part. It's more just keeping us accountable for each other.
Everyone will start that way. So you're gonna go up the wall. If a guy picks you, you stay with it. If the guy behind calls, and if not, you just close.
Here at Michigan State, I think DC and Lou have done a really good job of like kind of keeping us as individuals and just doing it that way, which has been nice. But then now this year kind of playing together, I think we've been grouped in a little bit more together just with film and doing video with the coaches and even talking just about systems and everything. I think we do get grouped in more, but we're also on the ice at the same time together, so it does help being worked with together. Now this year with the situation we're in with the decor, and then next year for sure, it just seems like it's a great fit and it's working out for us well.
If you were going to pick two candidates on the Michigan State team to light the fuse, the Krieger twins would be 1 and 1A on the list.
If you step off that ice, I want you to be a real high quality, good person. When it comes time to play hockey, they better be miserable to play against. That's kind of what my goal for them was.
We've been in the box together a few times. I sat down, he sat down, we just kind of looked at each other like, oh my gosh, like this is happening right now. Like we're 5-on-3. You just kind of shake your head and you're playing hard. That's kind of one of those things, but just playing hard and physical is kind of our game, so that might come more in the future too. As a decor and as a group, if something ever happens, it's always kind of just you're grouped together and you have each other's back, but I think definitely being brothers, and when something does happen, obviously you don't like to see it happen, so you kind of jump in there, and I think that's been a big topic with DC and Lou, kind of telling us, like, just because your brother gets punched doesn't mean you have to jump in there, but I think that's more just instinct, but we've been working on it, so I think just overall, yeah, I think just defending and always being there for each other is kind of just a big part of our lives.
They have a bit of a reputation for anybody who's played against them, probably going back into their early teens, in a good way, right? The guys think they're a little crazy, and they're surprisingly calm and normal. Our decor as a whole, we've got several members that kind of do that, and it gives us a nice presence on the ice, and especially with the two of them standing neck and neck.
Score off the faceoff, and guess who? Cole Krieger.
Yeah, I think it's always better when we leave it like a night with just like that feeling of we did our job, we did what we needed to do, and the team won. Just overall that pride of having that victory of just coming back, getting in the car, driving home, and just seeing like, good job tonight.
We see this year versus last year, they've gotten much better. And I don't see any reason that they don't continue to get better, really an equal amount over the next couple of years. And that's exciting because they're effective and impactful players for us already. As they become juniors versus sophomores and take more and more responsibility as Jared Rosberg moves on, obviously, and Butrus Ghaffari, it's going to be awesome to watch their progression. We're definitely getting to next layers of what we're asking them to do, suggesting that they do. I foresee it being quite different again next year for us.
The treatment here is unreal. Like it's first class. I think just from the on ice to just the practices we do and all the skill work and everything and the workouts and then even with Ace and working with him and the treatment you get and just recovering, and I think those are all crucial parts of the game. I think it just adds crazy level to your game to be able to do that every day, and being here is unbelievable. Michigan State's like a top academic school, and also I think athletics here are a top priority with the new renovation, and what that's going to be like next year is going to be unbelievable. And just seeing everything here, I think this is a great place to be, and definitely a spot you want to be if you want to move on to the next level.
My approach to coming to their games is as a parent, not as a coach. And then if they ask me questions or whatever, I might have a comment or two, but I leave that up to Michigan State. They got an excellent coaching staff here, and they've been so good, and so instrumental in the Twins' development as defensemen that it's just, they couldn't be in a better situation. I enjoy the experience and realize that they are playing on a top Division I college hockey team. They are an important part of the team, and the only thing I remind them is that you got to earn it every day.
It's definitely been a blessing to watch them be able to stay competitive at the same levels. They're always going to have a bond. I tease them, I'm like, you have to get on the same team always, ever, but obviously that may not be the case. And as a mom, obviously you're thrilled for their success together and individually as well.
We were leaving one of the games, and we were just like thinking to each other, like, it's crazy, like this could be the last time we play together. And especially still being so young, I think it's just kind of one of those things that we try and soak in. And every day going to the rink, I think it's cool when we get to drive together, we can walk in together. Those are just the moments that you kind of have to hold on extra and not kind of run through the year and kind of rush through it. I think taking every day at a time and just realizing like you're coming to that age where everything starts to move a little faster. And I think time comes and we move on, but I think we're really enjoying our time here so far.